So it's been almost a month probably since the last video I posted. I thought I was going to do every week. I ended up going back to work and doing half days at work, which was enough exercise because I work with children, and I did full days this week. But in between, when I'm lying in bed and my body's getting a little antsy or jittery, which tends to happen when your nervous system is a little wired, are still stuck in that fight or flight, I guess is what's really happening. I've just been laying there and doing some leg exercises. So what I'm going to show you is a lot of just what I've been doing when I'm laying in bed or outside, reading a book, whatever. I might do like one or two things and then I don't do anything for like 20 minutes and then I'll do like another exercise or something. So these are just some ideas. I move kind of fast here, I'm sorry. But go at your own pace, stop it. They're just ideas. It's been 5 or 6 weeks since I was in the ER with the last POTS episode. So it's been a steady incline and I'm able to do these things and I'm able to sit up for longer during the day now than I was during the last video, which is why I do move a little faster. So if it's too much, obviously go at your own pace. But these are just some suggestions and ideas if you're looking for something, because I know there's not a lot out here on the internet, but these are some things that a Pilates instructor that I know of who works with POTS patients has given me, and some of this I've just done from my own experience as a dancer as well. So it's just a combination of things and a few exercises I've found online from the Levine method, which is also supposed to really help with POTS. So I can't say I've been super consistent, but I am steadily progressing and getting better, and praying that it just continues that way. I've also been working on my brain rewiring. I also found this awesome workbook if you have brain fog. It's supposed to really help. I've only been doing it a week, but I feel like my mind has been clearer since I've been doing it. And I don't know how much of that is just me feeling better or actually the rewiring the brain. So I'll put the link to that book in Amazon because it's only $5 and I think it's totally worth it. And yeah, let's get started. So we're gonna lie down flat on our back and I'm just gonna do some really simple arms. You can add weights if you want, but I'm just lifting them up, putting my palms together and lowering down for some really simple arm exercises for those of us who are weak. Down and up, down and up. It doesn't look like much, but it actually does strengthen. If you don't have weights, you can grab like soup cans or anything, but I like just doing it flat and going fairly slow so you feel like you're pushing through the air. Down, up, down, up, down, up, and then slowly. Then I'm going to bring my knees up, feet flat on the ground, and just lift one leg, lower it, lift the other leg. Point your foot if you can, lower, lift, lower, lift, and lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Just did 6, and then I'm going to slowly raise my hip bone up off the ground into a little bridge. Hold that. Keep your belly button towards the spine as you lower slowly down. Then I'm hugging my knees in towards my chest just for a little breather. And then I'm going to put my feet back down. And this time I'm going to put my arms and open them like football goalposts and then bring them up. And football goalposts and up. Lower, up, lower, and lower down. Then I'm just going to crunch up Belly button towards the spine, looking up like I was going to do hundreds, but I'm not waving my arms yet. Not ready for that. And lower down. And reaching one leg in towards the chest. And lowering it. And reaching the other leg in towards the chest. Straighten that leg and lower it. Lifting up. Little circles, 2, 3. Then just the foot, 1, 2. And then other leg, little circles, 1, 2. And little feet, 1, 2. Just to help the nerve endings there. And lower those legs down. Now I did both legs up, put the feet flat, and did like a plie, like you would do in ballet. Point the feet, flex the feet, bend the knees, keeping the heels together, push them up towards the sky, and then hug your knees in towards your chest. Then flip over to a lying twist, knees on one side, head looking the opposite direction, arms are stretched out, and then bring your knees over to the other side. And knees back, legs straight, one leg goes up, and 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go over onto the side. These are just some Pilates. 1, 2. Then little circles. 1, 2. And then I'm going to do kicks again. 1, 2. Just stretching everything out. And then roll onto the stomach and lift the legs up. 1, 2. Keeping the legs straight, feet pointed if you can. 3, 4. And then lift up. Arch the back. My back gets really tight, so the stretch feels so good. Just stretch that upper back as much as you can. Move your head around. And then slowly lower down, face down. And then again, 1, 2, lifting the legs. And then I went to the side, kick 1, 2, and then circle 1, 2, and then kick up 1, 2, and back to the stomach. And this time just push up a little bit, still stretching that back, and lower down. And stretch up to stretch the back, and then roll on to your back. Knees up. A bridge slowly up and down. Then I lifted the legs up, point the feet. This is my favorite. It's the plow. And you just put your legs over as far as you can. It's a really good back stretch. Just hold it as long as you can. If you can go further, put your knees to the ground, stretch that back. My hands are on the ground. And then I'm going to slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Use your hands to support you if you need to, all the way down your spine until your hips are touching. Then I'm going to go into a little happy baby pose with my hands holding on to the bottoms of my feet and just bending the knees, relaxing there, and then lowering into just hugging the knees to the chest. Breathe. Lower the feet to the ground, and then a little crunch, elbow to knee, same side. This is for the nerve endings in the chest. Elbows to knees. Elbow to knee. Keeping the belly button towards the spine, elbow to knee. Then slowly up to that hundreds position again and lower down. And then I'm going to roll onto my side slowly, Slowly lifting up. Take your time with this if you need to. And then I'm going to sit crisscross. And just stretching the arms. Because believe it or not, they actually did feel a little sore from the little arm workout. And stretch. And twist to stretch. One hand on the knee looking over your shoulder. And then look to the other side. One hand, my left hand is on my knee, looking over my right shoulder. And then I'm going to reach forward like a child's pose, but I am sitting crisscross. And then walk hands over to the one side, back to center, and then over to the other side. Again, stretching the upper back. Lots of back stretches this week because I've been upright a lot and need some back stretches. And I just held that for a while. Hold it as long as you want. You can always stop this. Then slowly roll up, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Head is the last thing coming up. Be really slow and careful on the head coming up. Then I put my knees out in front. Touch the toes. And stretch again, stretching the back, and then flex the feet to stretch the calves. Holding the calves, holding the toes. If you can't touch your toes, just go as far as you can. Then I'm going to sit on my knees to stretch my thighs. But first, actually do a child's pose. Stretching those arms, walk them over to the left. And walk the hands over to the right. And then back to center. Oh, there goes Charlie the dog. And up. Then I'm turning so you can see me. I'm just clasping my hands behind me and leaning forward again for a little bit more of an arm and back stretch. And then I'm going to lean back, and then this is when you're really going to stretch the calves. Again, going up very slowly. Leaning back, straightening the back, but sometimes arching. Whatever feels good to stretch the thigh muscles. That's still stretching the thighs, just hands flat on the ground now. And then my hands were a little tight, so I just did a little wrist circles with my hand. If you're holding your phone a lot or reading a book or something a lot, sometimes that gets sore. And then I stretch the arm muscles. Grab your elbow and behind you. Reach across and stretch, and then grab your elbow and behind you. And that's what I did this week for exercise.